Welcome to the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, and evolve. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through the arts. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through Ayana. When can you listen to the Sister Speak Show? At 7 p.m. Central. Tune in on the go or at your residence show. Spreaker, YouTube, Alexa, or SoundCloud. Interviewing special guests that have been blessed and will bless us. Through spoken word and awareness, knowledge is wealth. If you gain it, share this. In the streets, in the burbs, anywhere that we can be heard. It's about that time to elevate your mind. Feel the beat, Sister Speak. Come and eat a spiritual treat. It's about that time to stimulate your mind. Feel the beat, Sister Speak. Come and eat a spiritual treat. Welcome, 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 my brothers and sisters, to the platform on the Sister Speak Show. I am Ayana, the host, creator, and producer of the Sister Speak Show. I want to welcome all of my first-time listeners and all of my regular listeners. I am so glad to have you this evening. Brothers and sisters, we are in for a very special treat on the platform this evening. Oh, yes. A very, very dear and special friend to me, and somebody that you have to get to know, Danielle Lee. That's right, Danielle Lee, all the way live from Benicia, California, is my special guest on the platform. She is a healthcare IT consultant as well as an international traveler, a beautiful sister, and she is just really, when I say handling hers and enjoying life. So we're going to sit down and vibe with Danielle this evening. You know, if you have any questions, you are always able to chat live with us on the Sister Speak Show. All you have to do is just create an account. And then all you have to do is just chat live with us. We'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions concerning healthcare, Danielle can answer them for you. So brothers and sisters, just a little bit about the Sister Speak Show to all of my first-time listeners. The Sister Speak Show is a 6-segment platform, okay? Podcast, if you will. And we are dedicated to making the known known. We have 6 segments that include the platform, which you are listening to this evening. We have Coming to the Stage, the Culture Climate. We have the Laugh Line, the Tour, and the Search Effort. That's right, brothers and sisters. Oh, we are definitely here for you Sunday through Sunday, live and on demand. So please, don't let this be the first and last time you're listening. We want you to be a part of the Sister Speak family. So brothers and sisters, on the Sister Speak Show, you're going to get special guest interviews, live performances, in-studio interviews, and live on-location reports. The special guests who will be on this show are dynamic, and guess what? They are impacting the community with their passions. The Sister Speak Show is a talk show that will keep your mind and soul informed, energized, and encouraged. And that's what it's about here. Encouragement. We don't sit here and hate on one another. We are here to build up what has been broken down. We are here to give you encouragement, to push you. We are here to definitely support your brand. That's what we do here on the platform, and that's what we do here on the Sister Speak Show. So, we are also a cultural renaissance platform that influences a climate that is conducive to who you are and who you should be. No reckless entertainment, just responsible listening nourishment. We don't go dumb, we go wisdom. And that's what it's about, brothers and sisters. So on the platform, this show focuses on entrepreneurs, creative artists, community advocates, authors, influencers. And we just sit down and we vibe out with them, and we get to know how they are impacting the communities with their passions. And so it also gives you an opportunity to get to know more people, to get to see who's out there. And we focus on local, national, and international brothers and sisters. We are a syndicated podcast available on Amazon Alexa. That means we are all over, and we are very grateful for that blessing. So you know what? Tonight we're going to talk about healthcare. And before she calls in live from Benicia. I just wanted to kind of like set the atmosphere for healthcare. We all, for the most part, aside from my listeners who are listening internationally, you know, healthcare is something that affects us all. And no matter what side of the spectrum you are on economically, you still have a perspective on it. So I was able to pull up a clip today, and this is by Now This World, and it is entitled, "Why is U.S. Healthcare So Expensive?" So let's go ahead and take a listen before our special guest Danielle calls in. Thank you for listening to the platform this evening on the Sister Speak show. I am your host, Ayana.
Since President Obama's Affordable Health Care Act was passed in 2010, Congress has done everything they can to stop it. They even shut down the government for 2 weeks. But the reason Obamacare exists in the first place is due to astronomically high healthcare costs. In fact, the number one reason Americans file for bankruptcy is due to medical bills. So why exactly is U.S. healthcare so expensive? Well, healthcare in the United States is very different from healthcare in the rest of the world. The U.S. is one of the only developed countries without universal healthcare for its citizens. Oftentimes, care is treated as a commodity rather than a necessity. Instead of prices being set by procedure costs, hospitals and insurance companies negotiate for prices that are based on bargaining power. Meanwhile, patients have almost no influence on the cost, considering that there is often no alternative to being treated. But some have pointed out that unlike other commodities, healthcare costs tend to rise without ever going down, leading to a perpetually increasing price point. One of the reasons for this is that hospitals are responsible for treating uninsured patients. The cost of their treatment is passed on to insured patients and is tacked onto their care. Additionally, U.S. hospitals spend considerably more than any other country on administrative costs. Doctors also earn more for the same procedures than in other countries. Even drug costs are higher, as the U.S. does not negotiate drug purchases in bulk. From top to bottom, healthcare suppliers charge Americans more money. However, alongside providers being overcharged, some higher costs can be blamed on Americans themselves. In the U.S., preventative care is less stressed, and as such, Americans don't go to the doctor until they absolutely have to. For example, in other countries, citizens avoid heart attacks by visiting the doctor more frequently. And even when they do get heart attacks, they are less likely to receive costly open heart surgery. But in the U.S., doctors make more money for performing certain procedures. Thus, there is an incentive to push expensive and sometimes unnecessary surgeries. Sadly, despite spending considerably more on healthcare than any other nation on earth, the U.S. is one of the worst healthcare systems among developed nations. In an international profile of worldwide healthcare, the U.S. has ranked dead last when compared to similar nations. Although the Affordable Care Act is in effect, insurers and pharmaceutical companies are still ranking in billions, all while Americans suffer from a lower standard of care. Because healthcare is so expensive, many Americans are crossing borders to get dental care, heart surgery, and more, as are millions of other people around the world. Find out more in this video right here.
Countries are actually competing for medical tourists. In Japan, the government is instituting new policies that will help increase the number of hospitals accepting foreign patients. Worldwide, the industry is said to be worth up to $55 billion.
Thanks for watching Test Tube. Make sure to like and subscribe to watch new videos daily.
Brothers and sisters, welcome back to the Sister Speak Show. You are listening to the platform on the Sister Speak Show. I am your host, Ayana, and you just got through listening to a video. An audio clip for you all. Why is U.S. healthcare so expensive? And I think we all have had our moments where we know about, healthcare and, health insurance. So when Danielle calls in, I will be able to, and you also will be able to, ask questions. And I just want to get her perspective on that clip that I just played, because she works in this field and she has an inside perspective that we don't have. And I mean, maybe some of you who are listening tonight are, healthcare workers, and you definitely are contributing and impacting the community with what you do. I definitely don't want to, slight you in any way. And shout out to everybody who's listening this evening, supporting our special guest as she comes on momentarily. So anyway, when it comes to healthcare, I know for me, look, I'm trying to do everything that I can to make sure nothing goes wrong. So a lot of holistic aspects for me, trying to see how I can eat for this and eat for that, because for me personally, when it comes to medicines, my body can't really handle it like that. So one thing that I try to do, I'm so excited. Hold on. brothers and sisters, calling in all the way live from Benicia, California. It's my special guest, Danielle. Let's give her a round of applause. Hi, Danielle.
How are you?
Oh my gosh. I am well. First of all, thank you for asking. And second of all, thank you for being on the platform. Brothers and sisters, I know Danielle from a long, long time. So this is really a beautiful moment for me and hopefully for you to be able to connect.
Yes, I'm so excited.
I know. Okay, so what's going on with you? How's your day going?
Actually, it's going good. Today was a good day. Despite the cold, it was a good day, though.
Now, do you have me on speaker?
Yes.
Okay,
let me take it off.
take that off.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, there we are. Yes, that is all right. So Danielle works in the healthcare field, brothers and sisters. As I told you what she is a healthcare IT consultant. So could you just tell everybody off the bat, because this conversation is going to go everywhere this evening. Everywhere. I'm just telling you all, put on your seatbelts because she is full of energy and so am I. We are both a fresh 27 and we love it. I'm telling lies already. Okay, so oh my gosh. So tell everybody what it is exactly that you do.
So what I do is I work with hospitals who are going live on electronic medical records. So some hospitals go clean slate from paper all the way to electronic medical records, and some of them are just, changing their systems and going with new programs. So the program that I work with is called Epic. Mm-hmm. So I either go in and so there's just different levels of what I do. So I can go in and either build the system that they're working with. I can go in and write the curriculum that they're going to be using to train their end users, or I can manage that process. So it's a variety of things that I do, and it's based on which client that I'm working for and what their need is.
Wow, that is a lot. So I know you've been, working in healthcare for a very long time. So, go ahead and share with the brothers and sisters how far your experience, goes back.
Sure. If you actually need to date myself, no problem. I've been in healthcare since 95.
Wow.
So I've been in healthcare for a very long time. I've worked pretty much all over. The job that I'm in now as a consultant, I work across the U.S. So it could be like right now I'm in Southern California. I've been in New York. I've been in Connecticut, New Orleans, Washington. So kind of like all over I've technically been with work.
That is amazing because number one, not only do you get to, do what you like to do, but you get to travel. Ooh.
I love to travel.
I know it.
I love to travel.
I know it. So what are the challenges that you have faced, with being a consultant? Because I know that, of course, the traveling is a bonus and obviously, providing a service. But what are some of the challenges as far as being a healthcare consultant?
I think one of the biggest challenges is the factor of the unknown. Mm-hmm. So sometimes sometimes you may know when your next assignment is, sometimes you don't know when your next assignment is. For me, I'm a faith believer, so I go by faith. So wherever it is that, that I'm supposed to be or I'm going to get that assignment, then I just, go where it is. And if I don't have an assignment, I'm like, this is great because I don't have a break. But, for some people, I think the unknown is, I left a job where it was a Monday through Friday. It was a 9 to 5, maybe it was a little more than 40 hours. But to have the opportunity to be like, okay, I'm going to change things up and I'm going to go, it's been, for some people it's very hard to be able to do that. And I have kids.
Right.
Sometimes that was a challenge a little bit.
Right. Well, one thing I know about Danielle is always, let me tell you, Danielle has kept her coins. As long as I've known you, Danielle has been about her coins, and she's always been a very hard worker, and a great mother, obviously, because, I've got a chance many times to, hang out with you and everything. And so to see your boys, who last time I saw them, they were young, beautiful, beautiful. And so just to see all of what you do, you make it look easy and you make it look, doable. And so what could you say to the sisters who are, around our age or even younger or even older who, may be feeling like they can't do it, but they want to kind of get off into the healthcare field. They want to do this. They want to do that. What words of wisdom could you give them, so they would be able to say, you know what? I have a purpose. This is what I do. I'm able to do this. I love it. My kids are this. What could you tell somebody so they could press through?
I think the biggest thing is anything is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Anything is possible. I did this, so I was going to college, I got married, had 2 kids,
mm-hmm.
graduated 2 weeks before I had my youngest, and
mm-hmm.
getting a master's and working all this. Anything is possible if you really want to do it.
Yes.
It's all about, if you make the decision that, this is what I want to get into.
Mm-hmm.
My mom always says, for every 10 no's, there's one yes. So
yes.
you're going to keep pushing and knowing that, just because someone tells you can't do this or no, it's not your time, it's all about you and what you want to do. So I think everything is possible. You can do anything in the world that you want to do. It's just believing in yourself and having that determination.
Definitely. And thank you for sharing that, because we have a broad spectrum of listeners and, they all walks of life. And so this show is about encouragement. So I thank you for sharing that. So what are some of the benefits of working in the healthcare field for you?
For me, I think the biggest one is because I love to travel already, so I get to travel for work,
Okay.
So sometimes it's a little closer. Right now I have a hour and a half, plane ride, but I look at it as I'm going to spend an hour and a half plane ride, but then I'm going to be 10 minutes from work, where if I'm at home, I can be driving an hour and a half in traffic,
mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of the benefits is that based on what I do, the biggest gratification for me is knowing that the person that I'm helping is actually being helped, that they're benefiting from what I'm doing. So, I help the providers when they go in and, when the patients come in, so that the providers can have all their information at the touch of a dime, so they can go in and see all their past history. They can see if they were in the ER last night, they can see the information now. So it's not just a benefit for me, but as a whole in, the healthcare industry,
mm-hmm.
for me, that's the best. That's the best thing.
And so are there thank you for sharing that. Are there any discriminations as far as being a sister and then being a woman on top of that in this industry for you?
I would say that as from being a woman, I think we always have those challenges,
mm-hmm.
in going in, because sometimes I might be in a leadership role, like I'm in a leadership role now, and, sometimes it is hard. It is hard for us to be over some males or, take some direction and things like that from us. I think my work proves what I can do, leading in the position that I am. I had to have some good experience to get to where I am and be in this position. And I think it's all about how you carry yourself and how you present yourself. I actually have, the VP, it backs me in all of my decisions. So, it's all about, to me, how you carry yourself and knowing that this is what I do. If
yes.
you're good at what you do,
yes.
everything else will follow you.
Yes, it will. And so how many times a week do you have to restrain yourself from popping off?
I'm just laughing because I just had to do that a couple of weeks ago. I think sometimes it is difficult because situations can get the best of you. And
mm-hmm.
I honestly have to say, the sad part is that it's not so many men that I have this challenge with. Sometimes I have it with the women.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have it with the women of color.
Mm-hmm.
So that to me is disheartening, because we're not supposed to be like that. We
nope.
already have it hard enough.
Yes.
As a woman, and then as a woman of color,
yes.
we should be on the same page. I'm such a helper where
yes.
if you need help or you need this, I want to help you. What
yes.
do you need? How do we get this done? How do I help you?
Mm-hmm.
And
mm-hmm.
I would have to say it's been a particular person where I've had to restrain a couple of times to be like, remember where you are, remember
yes.
you are working,
yes.
and kind of step back and take a breather. I would say on this assignment, I've had more moments like that than I have had in the past, and I think that it's more of the clashing of woman to woman than above anything else.
Mm-hmm. And so I definitely understand, because for me, it's almost, the pop off. You try to spare people, you do, because you know that it can be lethal coming from you. You know what I mean? You don't know me. Please, I'm trying to spare you. Please stop. Oh, you must need this. And then it's like, you must need this. This must be your time. You must have been chosen for this moment to get it. Some people, no matter, look, some people, no matter what age they are, they still need to get it. No matter how old they, sometimes you just look. Sometimes you just have to do that. And so for you, if you could just tell the listening audience, what is the best etiquette to have when going on an interview in the healthcare industry, particularly in your particular field? Because I know, when one hears the word consultant, a lot of people have a passion for being a consultant, no matter what industry it's in. Right. So particularly in the healthcare industry, like you said, being able to go in and help somebody with their system and get their entity up and running smooth, so the patients can be, everything that they need for the patients is right there. What is the proper etiquette when going in for a job interview in this particular field?
I think one of the biggest things is being confident in yourself when you're in the interview. And I can tell you from the person who does the hiring is tell the truth on your resume. Do not lie. I cannot tell you how many times I've had people say they've done my job. I've had people say they've done, they were me, they were my friends. The healthcare industry is a small world, as in any other industry that it is. So when you submit a resume, make sure that is what you have done, because we will check. And we will find someone who has worked there, or know someone who knows someone who knows someone who has worked there. So I would say always be honest on your resume. When you go into an interview, be confident, even if you don't know the answer, because we don't expect you to know the entire answer. Right. But I do expect you to be confident. I do expect you, if you don't know the answer, you want to take some time, because the person who rushes through it and speeds through it and doesn't really answer the question is the person that's not going to get hired.
And then what about that dress etiquette?
That dress etiquette. The dress etiquette is very important. I want to be like, okay, you know what? Oh, this person impressed me, because they're here to get their job. They're here to get it done. You know what I'm saying? That, to me, points out to the next person coming with their hair all over their head, got some jeans on, and a little sweater on. There's a big difference. You have to dress the part.
Smelling like hot Cheetos.
What did you say?
I said smelling like hot Cheetos.
Yeah, no.
Oh my
gosh. With the tip in your tooth. So,
right. And the funniest thing is, because the heels, every sister loves to hear the click and the clack. I understand it. I know it about wearing heels every day. I wore it every day when I was teaching. Number one, because I had to have a height advantage over the students. Mind you, I'm a serious 5'1", been that way since the sixth grade. So I was trying to have some type of advantage over these students. But anyway, the funny thing is just coming in there and wearing some heels that are just too high, breaking your ankles, and now you're a patient at the place where you was trying to get a job.
Right. Exactly.
And so
if you wear them, make sure you can wear them.
Right.
That's what you have to remember.
Right. And so then one thing I wanted to ask you, because we're just going to get a little juicier. What do you think about in-office romances?
That's a tough one. I would say I think that in office it's tricky. Of course, never boss, never employee. I've seen that. I don't know how that works, but I think in the healthcare, we all work in a hospital, work in an office, that's okay. But in a direct department, I think it becomes difficult because most people do not know how to draw the line between personal life and professional life. If you can do that, that's great and wonderful. But if you get up in the morning and you don't like each other, and then you come into the office and you still don't like each other,
right,
then there's a problem.
Yep.
Now, if you can learn to break that apart, then I say great, that's fine. But if the majority of people, 90%, 95% cannot do that. So most of the time, I don't think it works.
At all.
It makes it easier for people to come forth about, you know, things that are going on, because honestly, there's a lot of inappropriateness that goes on. You know, some of the guys can make a comment, or, you know, somebody could do this, but some people, so many people allow it to slide by.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, I'm not that person. I would be like, I've heard it, and that's not okay. You can't say stuff like that. You know, even if I'm not like coming down on you, and I might be like, hey, you know, that wasn't cool. I'm being for real.
Right.
If you do it again, then we have an issue.
Right.
So I am not one to tolerate that at all. I think that, like I said, I think there are those boundaries that everybody needs to handle, and it's not just men. You know, it's women. It's women too. So
yes.
It goes both ways.
It does, and I just think, but there's some people who are like, please don't end sexual harassment. Some people are like, I need that in my life. I mean, I'm so serious. Like, there's some people who are so desensitized to inappropriateness or things that they should feel that is inappropriate, that, you know, like you said, it just happens every day. And I just can't believe how much in the last, I'll say 2 weeks, the outings and the exposures of just inappropriate behavior. And, you know, you wonder if, okay, and I don't know because I'm not there, but then it's like, you know, there's a check that's coming. Definitely.
Of course.
Oh.
There's so many people out there that are just, that are out there for the money. Because, come on, we all have conversations. You know, the girls might be sitting around. We probably have some conversations that are inappropriate. But we're having those conversations together.
Yes.
Now, if we're having those conversations together and we're okay with it, then that's a different story. Now, if someone walks by and hears it, or thinks that, you know, that we don't really know, and comes up and be like, oh my gosh, you were talking about this, and oh, it was towards me, and oh, you know, she touched me. I mean, those are different things where you don't want to discredit the person who's saying something, but then you have to look at the context as well. Because there are people out there just trying to get a check.
Very much so. Very much so. And and there, you know, I mean, it just goes along with even the people who like to, you know, fall in the grocery stores or pretend like somebody hit them, or staging accidents. There are so many people trying to get a check. It's not even funny. And they will go those lengths, you know. So one thing about the healthcare industry, do you see more of a baby boomers in the healthcare industry? Particularly in your field, or do you see more of an older generation?
Baby boomers all the way. And it's kind of funny because when hospitals go, you know, when they switch from paper to electronic medical records, a lot of the older employees retire.
Yeah.
My personal doctor retired. He wasn't going to do it, and he retired, you know, because I think they get so set in their ways, you know, of how they do things. And then a lot of them are not, you know, as good with computers as the younger generation. Because the younger generation are coming in, they're like, boom, boom, boom. You've got these doctors in their 30s, late 20s, you know. So they're coming in and they're able to pick up on things a lot. So we are starting to see a lot of younger generation now in the healthcare field.
Well, that's amazing. And I guess that, and I mean, you know what? You do have to cycle out. You have to phase out. And at some point, you do have to retire. So with the way technology is going, you know, at some point, somebody is going to have to say, you know what, I can't type 500 words a minute. So this is my, you know, or I can't do this, you know. And so a lot of times, you know, that's where the baby boomers get to come in and really change so many dynamics of an industry and, you know, really make a good impact and influence with their ideas, their passions, their energy, you know, just to bring a breath of fresh air, you know what I mean, to that industry. So I appreciate you for sharing all of that. Now, one thing about the health industry that we all know is that not everybody has health care. And I have seen probably in the past maybe 5 years, a lot of, I want to say curbside, but a lot of pop-up ERs, you know, urgent cares and things of that nature.
Right.
How much of that is in competition with, let's just say, a regular hospital, or, you know, what's your perspective on those?
You know, I think I think for that, it's more for those that, don't have the health care or can't get the health care. Because a lot of times when you walk into those, everything is paid for services, so you can go in, and if you don't have health care, you can't go to like a major hospital, you can come in and get a checkup for $150.
Yeah.
If you just need to come get x-ray. So I think that industry will get bigger if this healthcare issue doesn't get, settled, and we don't have health care for everyone. I think you're going to see a lot more of those, because what happens is that person goes into the ER. They don't have any money. They don't have, if they don't have any health care, they have to be seen in the ER.
Yeah.
So if they get a bill, if they don't care about that bill, all they're doing is writing that off anyway at the end of the year. So, it's for those that, can I go to the ER and do this, or if I can afford health care because it's going to cost me too much per month. Those are the best options, honestly, in my opinion.
And so then what do you think about the competition with holistic healing, where people say, okay, I'm not going to go to the doctors, I'm just going to treat myself? How much of a benefit or even a conflict do you think that is with the healthcare industry?
I don't think it's a big conflict, because I think those are going to be around regardless in the time. Because you're going to always have the people who want to do the holistic, approach anyway. But see, not a lot of coverages cover that approach. Mm-hmm. So a lot of those people doing that are already coming out of pocket.
And it's very, it is expensive. I had to go to the ER the other day. And, not the other day, but in December, because the flu just came up on me and snatched me down. And see, I would not have gone if somebody would have said there's a new way that they test you. Do you know that they took the longest Q-tips that they could find and they stuck both of them up my nostrils?
No, thank you.
Okay, see, first of all, I don't even know you, and we haven't even kissed.
No, thank you. I'd rather be sick.
I was like, and she told me not to take it out. Like, no, this is a fight. Like, what type of test? Where is the Petri dish? What type of test is this? Like, who are you? Like, girl, I was offended. And she stuck it up there, and they gonna tell me, like, yeah, you got the flu. And I mean, she wiggled it up there. I was like, dang, I can really feel this in my brain. Like, what? Are you Egyptian? Are you trying to Are you trying to entomb me?
I can tell you that I'm sick. I can tell you what I have. Yeah.
At that point, yes, girl, I couldn't believe it. But there were so many people in that ER, and it was just almost like, the spirit. I don't know what it is. I think a lot of times if you've been doing something for a long time, sometimes, you need some some revitalizing and, a revival, resuscitation, and I can understand that. But just the amount of people that were coming in there, I could tell it was like, look, I'm in here because I'm really sick, because otherwise I would not be in here, you know what I'm saying? And it didn't help, because one of the guys, I was watching, because I always pay attention to my surroundings, because you just never know, especially when you get older, you just never know. But this, the fact that they had roaches in the ER,
Oh, no.
I'm just saying.
I not have that at all. No. That's, I would go to pay out of pocket.
I was like, where am I? I'm in Texas. I was like, this is now Fear Factor and the ER. Get me out. But it was quite an experience. And I also have discovered, and what do you think about this? The better the neighborhood, the better the hospital.
That's tricky. That's tricky because, you may not, that's tricky. That's tricky because it may be a better looking hospital, but it may not be better treatment. And I think the hospitals that are in the better areas may cost more, like I've worked in Beverly Hills. I worked at Cedars-Sinai for a long time. Just because celebrities come in, we're in Beverly Hills, that doesn't mean it is better care.
Right.
Than Kaiser down the road or UCLA. So that's not always the case, but it's an assumption that a lot of people make.
Wow. Thank you for clarifying that. So you said you worked at Cedars-Sinai. So what is it about Cedars-Sinai that why do most celebrities go there?
You know what? I think it's the celebrity hospital. It's a celebrity hospital between Cedars and UCLA. Those are the two that the majority of them go to, you know, and I think it's by choice, it's location for sure where it is, but they're really big on their privacy. Like when you walk in, they have a security guard there. You can't get past the security guard without showing, you know, your license, who you come in to see, let me print you out a badge. But then on the flip side, they also do that at John Muir. Out here in the Bay Area. So, you know, they're really high on security, you know, coming in, all their policies. So I think that type of factor, that is like, okay, plus they know the clientele.
Wow,
you know?
That's amazing. Oh my gosh. So who have you ever seen anybody in passing while working there?
I have seen a couple of people, gosh, I can't think of her name. There's a couple of models that I've seen, and we used to have this joke where we couldn't say anything because we couldn't violate HIPAA. But TMZ was always there, you know, the news was always there. So if they were to be like, oh, did you know that, you know, Sean Penn was here? You know, we would be like, oh, no, but thank you. Then it's like, you know, if it came out in a different source, then we wouldn't violate anything, because as soon as someone, as soon as someone got to the hospital, it's all over the news.
Oh, definitely. I just remember when Michael Jackson fell asleep when he passed away, you know, how much that was televised and, you know, and all of that. And so when you say HIPAA, you're speaking about the Hippocratic Oath, correct?
HIPAA, yeah.
Okay, so could you...
No. HIPAA is where it's the policy with the privacy policy with the patients.
Okay.
But as an employee, we are tied to the privacy of the patients, and we cannot violate that. Like, we can't look up patient information unless it's a need to know, and we need to go into their information.
Ooh.
So all hospitals are tied to the HIPAA law.
Ooh, you can't be nosy working at a hospital.
Ooh, no, indeed. No, indeed. And everything, since it's electronic, everything that you do in the system is tracked. When you log on, if you go into a patient's chart, it tracks the date, the time, and the person who went into that chart. So they do keep track of everything that you do on a patient's chart.
Wow. You know, that reminds me, one time, Danielle, one time I was working at the teenage clinic, which was, I was working at TAP, called the Teenage Program. And we had a clinic where, you know, you would, STD clinic. And I will never forget the time when I was working there. And see, some files you don't need to check. You can just sit there and wait for the client to come in. I will never forget the time I was working there and a brother came in and he was really, really up against it. I mean, just scratching away, talking about he was, you know, discharging and having all these issues, right? And then he asked me for my phone number.
I wish you could see my face.
Excuse me? I said, brother, you in here? I know what you in here for. He said there's look, this is what he said. He said there's no secrets between us. He said there's no secrets between us.
Oh, my God. We need to have you as a guest.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Look, girl, it was so funny. I just was just like, this is just too much. Like, you could just see so much when you're working there. But, you know, just from you speaking about it, it's a very professional career. And it's just something where you have to just really be a professional woman or a professional man to enter into. It looks like there is no room to slip or you're going to be fired.
Yeah. And that has happened. That has happened. A lot of times in my field, being a consultant, you know, sometimes it's easier for others to get into it. But when you get into it, what I call it is sometimes consultants lose their mind, just like regular people.
Yes. And
they have to realize that you are in a professional setting. I've had people come in and they have flip-flops on, like beach flip-flops, which is just beyond unacceptable. You know, so you have to be at that professional level. You can't, you know, do I've never ceases to amaze me because there's always someone who doesn't know that line of where, what things should be and what things shouldn't be.
Oh, always. Oh my gosh. And I know, see, just thinking about myself in my younger days, I know I've matured because see, see, I can't even get it out. Oh my gosh. I know I have grown up, because in my days, I just was, I can't tell you how many times I done had to sit down and talk to the boss. Ayana, we've been getting some complaints.
It's a life lesson.
It is, and I could just totally reflect, and it's just like, if I had the wisdom that I have now, then how I could have just really been more further along in my life, I probably just having to get life together. One thing I wanted to ask you is, since you deal with the, hiring and all of that, like, how do you professionally let someone go?
I just want to, because I'm very transparent, I'm very honest. Sometimes it's just not a professional way. Sometimes it's just, you gotta go. Like, this is it, thank you. It depends on the severity of the reason why they are getting let go. Now, if it's just performance and things like that, then, there's a process. So, generally it's first it's a warning, then it's a verbal, then it's a written, then we have a plan in place. So it's all about coming in with the facts. This is the reason why we're going to let you go. We've tried X, Y, and Z, and it's not working. So we're gonna have to let you go. Now, as a consultant, when you let consultants go, it's different. It's a whole different ballgame, because anybody can let you go. If I have a consultant and then I have a full-time employee that comes in and say, you know what, I'm having issues with her, she gives me these problems every day. As a full-time employee, that's a priority.
Yeah.
As a consultant, you can be here today and gone tomorrow. You can be here in the morning and gone in the afternoon.
Oh, no.
And I have seen some places be ruthless, like, thank you, goodbye, security, escort them out. So I think it depends on what type of courtesy you want to give that person. But in some instances, you have to go now. So I think it depends. It depends on the person. I've had to let someone go and be like, security.
Wow.
This person has to go right now. So it depends. It depends on the situation.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's just a part of being a boss. Somebody has to do it. Somebody has to say hey, and somebody has to say goodbye.
Right.
And with you, I would love to be a fly on the wall.
There have been some instances for sure, but and generally though, I'm a nice person. I think everybody deserves a chance, but I think you only get so many chances. Mm-hmm. And if I'm giving you a chance, I'm trying to help you. But the moment that you act as if you don't need that help, or you really don't need this job, then you can go. Because I have probably about 5 or 10 more people who are waiting to get into your place. So when it comes down to it, I can be, I'm one of the, I could honestly say I'm one of the best bosses, because I am for my people.
Yes.
But when you cross that line and now we have these issues, you're going to get the other side of Danielle. It's going to be like, you know what, this is what it is, get it together, or there's the door. Right. I think you can't be like that all the time, and you can't be nice all the time. You have to have a balance in between, and I think if you appreciate the people that work for you, because it's not all about me. It's about my team. If you look good, I look good. If I look good, you look good. So that's the part about being a good boss, is where everybody's got to be a team player. Everybody's got to be in it for each other. And if you're not, then you're not for my team. You shouldn't be here with us.
That is amazing. I really thank you for sharing that. Brothers and sisters, we've been listening to Danielle Lee, to be exact, on the platform on the Sister Speak show. She is a healthcare IT consultant, and I just added this in there because this is true. She's an international traveler, so we're going to go ahead and shift. We're shifting now. Now, just be prepared, okay? just be prepared. I mean, no questions about anything that, from our past or, our private moments, anything like that. Girl, understand that. Look, I ain't throwing myself under the bus either. So, sheesh.
Bones didn't work.
Look, girl, look, no bones cannot. No bones died.
Yep, didn't work.
Excuse me. So anyway, listen, when it comes to internationally traveling, tell us what are the steps that we need to take to prepare to travel? Because I know you need a passport and everything, but what is it that you recommend when traveling, and traveling successfully internationally?
Okay, so now I just had to sit up right because this is my favorite topic in the world is to talk about traveling. So I'm very excited about this part. I think the first thing that I can recommend for anyone is to get TSA pre-check, either TSA or global. And I say that because these lines are just ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And if you ever, even if you don't think, I may never go, international, why would I get, global? Because even if you get global, honestly, it's $10, $20 more than getting TSA pre-check. Mm-hmm. Which is definitely worth it. Like, I have it, my kids have it, my parents have it. So whenever we travel, that's one of the biggest things that I love doing is because we have that, so we bypass all the lines. Mm-hmm. And the international part is when we come back into the U.S., we bypass all the lines. Wow. So that's one of the biggest things I would say. Besides having a passport, learn how to pack. So when you go to the airport, if they tell you don't bring your whole bottle of shampoo, don't bring those things thinking you can get them on the plane, because you're going to be the person that we all stop and talk about when we're in line trying to get through TSA. So make sure you have all of your stuff. Plan accordingly when you go to get on the plane. Make sure you check some of the airlines, because your average carry-on for some airlines, I think it's American and United, they have smaller planes. So sometimes your carry-on may not really be a carry-on. Wow. So we can definitely check that out. And plan ahead. If you plan ahead, you get a better price than waiting till the last minute. Mm-hmm.
And so then what about, when traveling? Because I've seen your pictures where somebody has made it to the they done pissed me off list. You guys don't understand how funny, because Danielle is very funny. Okay, I know her, and so I get it. I get everything that you post when you showing stuff like that. What are some of your pet peeves when traveling with other people who have not yet met you?
I wish you could see my face right now. First of all, what I cannot stand is when you sit, and I don't have anything against size or anything like that, but be courteous, because when you sit down and you take the armrest, if I sat down first, I get to choose if I want the top of the armrest or the middle of the armrest, or if you get any of the armrests because you're in the middle and you got on last. So to me, that is a pet peeve. I have had people with their hair over the back of the seat. No, that is unacceptable. Unacceptable. And sometimes I try not to go back to my old ways, but if I say, please, excuse me, move your hair, anything could happen after that. And I'm always chewing gum, so I'm just saying. But those types of things are unacceptable. Just unacceptable. And I can't stand rude people. If you could just say, excuse me, pardon me, that's wonderful.
Yes.
But, so I've seen just so many different things when just traveling. And I will say, ladies, one of the biggest things, I'm for the leggings, but if you're going to wear black leggings, wear black underwear.
Hello, oh my god.
Because everything else shows.
Yes, it does.
I've got a couple of those pictures, so I just want to put that.
Oh yes, you
put that out there. That the black is not really all black.
It's not, and it's stretched. No. It's sheen.
It stretches. It stretches.
It's a sheen.
Oh, I know. Some people don't get that. I'm just trying to help everyone out.
Danielle, Danielle had to get that out, and she's been getting it out. So next time you're on a flight with her, you better have your ish together, because you might be famous and not know it. Especially the ones. Wait,
just might be. Might be famous.
The ones that you
don't touch my stuff, and don't touch my stuff.
Oh wait.
That's one of the things too. Don't touch my stuff. Yeah.
The one where when you take pictures of them and they pretend like they're not looking in the camera.
Yes. I was about to say, you must have seen the picture where the lady tried to move my stuff and say, "Well, someone's sitting here." Yes. And I was like, "No, and don't touch my stuff." Oh. Yeah, her picture got she's famous.
She did the mannequin. She was looking, I know she was looking so hard at you out of her peripheral, but she was not going to get
I know she saw me take the picture.
Smile, Cat. Look, Kessel.
That's it. Somebody knew you. You're famous. Somebody's like, "Oh my gosh, that's you."
Oh, that is so funny. So, when you walk into another country, obviously, the atmosphere completely shifts. The culture shifts, the air, everything, especially just once you even hit the tarmac. You can tell you are where you have arrived at. So what do you think are some of the challenges you have experienced being from America going into any country that you have ever been in?
I think the culture. Mm-hmm. The culture is one of the biggest. When I went to Egypt, that for me, walking into there or to like Africa, it's a total different atmosphere. Sometimes you definitely need to read up on where you're going to, because when we were in Egypt, we had to cover up.
Yeah.
So, if we were going into the airport, they were like, "Okay, your hair has to be covered," things like that. So that's a total different experience, in going places. So it definitely make sure you know where you're going. If you don't do like a whole, total 110 research, at least know the main points of where you're going.
Right.
And what you need to do. Yeah.
So do they have so let's just say I've got on, some see-through black leggings and a half shirt, and I'm landing in Egypt. So are there places to go and get this, or do they throw it on you as soon as you land? How do you change?
Yeah, no, you can go, and they'll have, gift shops and stuff like that. They'll always have the scarves or something that you can get that you can wrap up with.
Yeah.
Real quick. Yeah. Or you need to have something where a jacket or something, or a travel blanket, something where if you need to cover up, you need to cover up. And that's one of the things that I have in my little bag that I travel with. I always have an extra scarf or something in there just in case I'm in those type of areas.
Wow. And so what happens if you don't cover up?
It's not like we're going to take you to jail, but it is the look that you will get could make someone uncomfortable. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, brothers and sisters, so you heard what she said. Look, if you got to go to Egypt, you have to cover up, especially, obviously being a female, you've got to cover up. So education is the key, and awareness is the key when traveling internationally. So where else, you said you were in Africa. Now, we hear, I've never been to Africa. I've only experienced Africa through the Africans in America. That's how much, and through TV and watching documentaries. So when you landed in Africa for the first time, what was that experience like?
It was surreal. Because, first of all, I never really thought that I would be in Africa.
Right.
And the place we went to, Senegal, which is the furthest point of Africa, and it's also where they had the slave trade directly to New York.
Right.
So, arriving in Africa is it's surreal because there's so much history there for us. Going to the beach, being on the sand, it's just being with the people and going to see all these experiences is surreal.
Right.
It's amazing. amazing.
So then, what about your palate for food? Because I'm a very picky eater. I'm just telling you, there's just some things I'm not eating at all.
Mm-hmm.
Not happening. I'll throw up and ruin everybody's dinner. Girl, look, I'm telling you right now, I'll throw up and ruin everybody's dinner. I'm just telling you, don't put me in that situation, because we all gonna be starving tonight and smelling like puke. I'm just telling you, I watch Bizarre Foods, and I don't watch it. I have watched it, and completely didn't eat for like a week. Just, that's it, not eating food. Because every time I think about food, I think about this show, because, what may be absolutely, what I would say, disgusting over here is a cuisine somewhere else, is a delicatessen somewhere else. And so that's just what they consider to be a part of their culture. What do you think, what have you had to do as far as preparing yourself for eating internationally?
So the first thing I do is always take something. So if there's something that I cannot eat or I will not eat, I have something. So I take peanuts, I take, something, a cup of noodles, something I can heat up, something that if that happens, I still have something to eat. Mm-hmm. But I am a little adventurous, so I will try something. If you don't necessarily tell me what it is first, or it doesn't look like something crazy, then I'm willing to try it. But there's been, definitely, like when I was in China, they just eat it about anything. They had like a beetle, like all the things. I mean, they had like, I would say, noodles and rice. I ate a lot of noodles and rice. But it just depends on, kind of like what it is. And when I was in Egypt, I had, stuffed pigeon. So, there are things where it's like, okay, I think I can try that. And there's some things like, nope, not going to do it. Peanuts tonight.
Peanuts
I think it just depends. Always come prepared with something you can have, like in your bag, or that you can have just in case there's nothing at dinner that you can eat.
So you're walking down the streets of China, minding your own business, okay? You're there, you're doing your thing, and then you end up walking through the market, and there it is. There it is. I want to know, how long did you last walking down any market where the fresh food was out?
I didn't last very long. I lasted long enough to take a video, so I can post the video, because they had everything. I don't even like to go into our Filipino seafood store, because you go in there and it's the same smell. So I wasn't in there very, very long down those streets, because the smells, unless they were cooking, and it was, changing it a little bit.
Yeah.
No.
I'm telling you. Nope. I tell this story all the time, because I'm so glad somebody finally brought up the smell, because the smell has to be talked about. People, I don't know if people treat, I don't know, I'll look at people sometimes like, how do you not smell that?
They're immune to it. Like it doesn't, like it's nothing.
Wow.
It's nothing for them. And I think, and it's probably the same when they come over here.
Right.
Because, when you go to a place where this is what they do all the time.
Yeah.
It's nothing. It's nothing to them. And, like, when we're here, we're thinking, oh, this is great. And they're like, ooh, that's, what is that? I think it's what you're raised with, what what your culture is. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. And somebody could say the same thing about somebody cooking chitlins.
Yeah. Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. I do.
They could be like, some people are like, oh, that's fine. That's great. And others are like, oh, no, thank you.
Very true. Very true. Very good point on that. And so what do you think about when a sister decides, not a sister, a female decides to just, I'm going to travel internationally for love, and then they never come back? I watch a lot of, Where Is She's and What Happened To's. I'm into those type of suspense and everything, especially because I have a show called The Search Effort. So I really, I'm interested in that type of stuff. But anyway, what do you think about traveling internationally for love?
I think it's tricky. Like, you have to know the person. I'm the person, like, I want to know you. Who's your parents? Mm-hmm. what's your full name? You know,
Right.
where you live. You know,
Right.
so, I mean, you have to do background checks because nowadays things are crazy. There are some places in the world where I will not go by myself because I do travel by myself a lot, and I go to international trips by myself.
Wow.
But, if people come up missing in those areas, I'm not going there by myself. My family has already said that's not allowed. So, I mean, if you're going to travel for love, you need to know that person. See, a lot of people are naive and think, okay, I'm going to go over there. You've never met this person before, and all of a sudden you're going to this other country. You need to have a backup plan.
Yes.
And everywhere I go, my mother, she's one of my best friends, and not to say that she's, always over me, but she always has my itinerary and my flight. She knows where I am. She knows the phone number. She always has a picture, so if something happens, somebody has a backup to where was I?
Yes.
And where am I going to be?
Yes.
I'm very, that is one of the most important things for me is, having that plan that if you are going somewhere by yourself, you need to be aware, in case something happens. If I'm going to go see someone and no one in my family has met that person, at least my mom has a picture. She knows who it is. She knows the address. Just because, not to say that I'm thinking this person is crazy, but just as a safety precaution, because you never know. Anything could happen.
Anything can happen. You and I, we're from a time when online dating was not something that people in our generation did.
Right.
We went to the mall, saw somebody, got their phone number, they called you. Or got your beeper number, they called you. And then when the cell phone came out, then that's when things started to progress. But we're from an era where dating was more organic, if you will. So what do you think about online dating and people looking for love on the internet?
I think if you find it, great. But I think you have to shuffle and sift through so much just to get to that person. Because not everybody on online dating is who they are. Look at Catfish. How many people, do you have going through Catfish?
I'm telling you.
I met this lady, and she was on a Christian dating site. But then she got, went on these dates. One turned out to be a stalker. One tried to rape her. So I'm like, just because you're going on an online dating site and they supposedly do these background checks, that really doesn't mean anything. But at the same time, I don't want to discredit those people because I do have a cousin who found someone on online dating, and they're married and love and wonderful, and they've been together for 10 years.
Beautiful.
But you still have to be, conscious of what is going on around you. So it's not really a big difference from going to meet someone. You know what I'm saying? And they have these speed datings. I mean, when it comes to dating, you just have to be aware and alert of who you are dating.
Yes. I think for us, the biggest form of catfish that we experienced, even though we didn't have the term for it back then, was, let's just say somebody hooks you up with somebody and you haven't met them, so you're just talking on the phone, but you haven't seen them yet. You know what I mean? And their voice is so sassy, or they just have a voice where you're like, ooh, he sounds so cute, or she sounds
and they
so
talk a good talk, girl. This is like wonderful when your friend over there lying, talking about they so cute and they all this,
and then you finally meet up. And it's rough. And, we don't call that catfish. We just call that just up against it, just rough. Like, that was just what it was, And that's what we experienced back then. But now, I tell you, I've watched catfish, and every time they get out that car and get ready to pull up on that house, boy, and that door opens, God, that door opens. It is the funniest thing because all hopes and dreams are just lost.
Out the window. And they're always like, but you said you loved me. You wanted to be with me because of who I am. And it was like, no.
Right.
Not who you were.
Right.
Not who you were. You were her.
Right.
You were her.
It is crazy.
It's a whole different ballgame now.
It is a whole different ballgame because it's just like the clues are there and everything. And it's just like, wow, the amount of, how naive people are and how how much people are really in the house. I think a lot of people who resort to online dating just really might at some point be socially awkward. You know what I mean? Because look who you for the most part can run into, you know. It's nothing worse than having to, you know, really fight somebody off, like you were saying about, you know, your friend that you knew. Like that is really bad, to end up having a stalker, and then on top of that, somebody, you know, trying to rape you, you know, that you spent so much time with online trying to get to know, and then when you meet them in person, it's just crazy. Like, ooh, the amount of psychosis is just real, you know. And we, like I said, we grew up in an era where things were just totally different. You know, people, I don't know if it's the hot Cheetos. I don't know what it is about people. I don't know what it is. I think it's a chemical imbalance, and I think it has to be something in the food or something, because people are socially awkward. Because, you know, like when we would go to a party, like when we were going out, you know, we would all dance and we would have a good time, and, you know, we would send somebody over to somebody and say, hey, such and such thinks you're cute, or this, that, and the third. You know, that's how we would get around and do our things. But today, what do you think about how fast these young girls are today?
I wish they had my mama. That's what some of them need to, because I've let the maids, my boys are, you know, my youngest is a senior now, and my oldest just graduated. Wow. And seeing some of the things that these kids these girls go to school in, you know, when we were growing up, they sent some of the kids home.
They did.
You know, and nowadays it's just whatever. You got booty shorts, you got half shirts, I mean, anything goes. And I'm like, where's the regulation going on here? You know, it leaves me flabbergasted, because there's just nobody saying anything.
At all. And these girls look, I was never that sexy at 15. My mother and father were not having it. Not William and Avis, even though I don't know if you know that my father had passed away, but you know, yeah, he did in March 2014, but they did not. Oh, thank you. They didn't play that, you know, like it was just, you know, I heard more no's than yeses. And that's probably why I had that point where I was just rebellious and, in my mind became a loop dancer, you know, it was just.
I was gonna let that go. Ain't got no bills.
On tour at your local Bay Area clubs.
Right.
Oh my gosh, but these girls nowadays, girl, they got the poses. They got their, you know, I mean, they are pierced, you know, before they're 21. Like they are
it's crazy in this world of phones.
Yes.
And videos.
Yes.
And Snapchat.
Oh.
And I mean, it's amazing what they do now that we would have never thought of doing. Not my children would have never done, regardless of what era it is. You know, I'm checking their girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, what you got on today? So, you know, I'm one of those moms.
Good.
And I think we need a whole lot more, because that there at 13, 14, I never would. You know, it's a different ball than my daughter. She got it rough. You know, because I'll be like, take that off. Take that. Right. No, not that video. You know,
Good
so I think we need a lot more parents like that. And I think, you know, it comes to a point where, I'm too busy, or they're not really paying attention to what's going on in their kids' lives, and they're just out there wilding out.
And so then what do you think about the parents who have just, you know, got to a point to where they are just turning a blind eye to their children? Like, what could you say? Because I know you don't play. And I know that, you know, even though, you know, when I look at your videos, I know that you guys are definitely close and everything, but I also know you don't play. I know that about you. So what is it that you could advise other parents who may be struggling with being a parent and, you know, also, you know, trying to be a friend? You know, what is the balance that you find to where there's a respect for you, but they also know that, look, my mom is real cool?
Right. I think for us, we're very real family. Whereas we talk about everything, you know, and I did sex ed for a while. So I have those conversations with my kids. And growing up, my parents had those conversations with me. So they know that, you know, if you come to me, if you don't lie, you can come to me with anything. You know what I'm saying? You may get in trouble, but you're not going to get in trouble as much as if you did lie. Let's sit down and let's talk about it, because I know more than your friends know. I've been there.
Right.
You know, and so we have that we have that type of relationship where they know that I can be your mom, I can be your friend, but I'm your mom first. So you know when that line is wrong. You know, and as long as you are respectful, you know, my kids are typical kids. You know, my oldest got in trouble a lot, but you know, when it's all said and done, is you have to learn to know where that balance is. They have to know that you are not really their friend. You are their parent. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of hard to explain to have that type of, you know, relationship where you can have fun. You know, because you can't really be on kids without being that kid where if I'm going to get in trouble and you're always on me and you're always on me, I can't function like that. You know, that makes it difficult for me. So I just try to have a balance with the kids and with their friends. So I treat their friends the same way.
That's
you know, I can't even tell you how many extra kids I have besides my two. You know, but it is just having a balance with them and being open and, you know, honest and knowing like this is what it is. This is us, because I'm a single mom too. You know, so this is truly us.
Yes,
this is kind of how we roll.
That's beautiful. I love it. You know, I love it. So let's talk about you and the music that you like, because I see you at concert after concert after girl. Look, I'm like, where we going this week? Every time you get ready, I am going out. I go out through you. I'm like, thank you, girl. I wanted to go to that concert. So what is your perspective on the concerts that you go to now versus, let's just say, 15 years ago?
I think it's different. I think well, you know, I love every type of music. I can roll with anything but heavy metal. So I go to absolutely every genre out there. So, you know, it might be Taylor Swift one day. You know, it might be, you know, Bruno Mars, you know, or, you know, I might go with Migos. So you never know who I might go see, you know. But I think it's music-wise, I think it's different. Concert-wise, I think it's kind of the same. It just depends on, you know, I went to one concert because one of my best friends went to go, and I was like, what's going on in here? Whoa, you know? So, I mean, I think it's with the generation. It's based on the generation of who listens to the music.
And so do you prefer a concert where you're sitting down or standing up?
You know, for me, it really doesn't matter, and I prefer festivals. So I can go to a festival and walk around. If there's a seat, I'm gonna get a seat because I don't want to have to stand the entire time. I don't really like GA because I don't want to be shoulder to shoulder, depending on who it is.
You better say that.
You know, so it just depends. I always prefer a seat over a lawn.
Yes.
You know.
Oh, definitely.
I've had my lawn days.
Hello. Leave that alone. Moving forward. You know, there just gets a point where you don't want to sit in the grass no more.
That's it. I think the grass is great.
Yes,
you know, but if there's a seat, I'm going to go ahead and take the seat. But you know, at the festivals, though, that I go to, there are no seats at the festival. You know, you might be able to get VIP on the side and have some place to sit occasionally.
Right. But
in that type of, you know, arena, then I'm good. But if it's a concert, GA versus seat versus lawn, I'm always have a seat.
Definitely. So did you attend the Escape concert that came to the Bay Area recently?
So I was going to, but my bestie's nephew had passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So we opted not to go.
Right. But
I heard it was a really good concert. I heard all about it.
Yes.
I heard all about it. Saw the videos.
Yes.
And I think it was one of those where I really didn't miss much. So.
And so what do you think about these girl groups that are getting back together? You know, we like Escape and, you know, and we like SWV and everything. So if you could put a girl group, you know, let's just say concert together, your top 5, not say girl group, top 5, you can have, it can be a girl group or just a solo artist. Who would you have if you could put together a tour with 5 either groups or solo artists?
You know, New Edition is my all-time favorite. I wish they would go on tour every year. I can just go and watch them like a groupie all the time.
Wow.
So they are my absolute favorite. You can drop Johnny Gill. He's not all that great.
Did you just?
Being real, he's not all that great all the time. Bobby Brown, he's got some issues. We drop him. We can drop him too. But the rest of them are always great. You know who I would like to see in concert is now I can't even think of their name, darn it. It was like a little Hawaiian family.
A Hawaiian.
And they used to say, I got a crush on you.
Oh, the Jets.
Yes. I would love to see the Jets. I would love to see them in concert. But if I had to put one together, I would be like, if I could do New Edition and Beyonce and J-Lo.
Okay.
And then throw on a Bruno Mars.
Okay. Oh.
I would be a happy girl. That concert would be jamming. And we have to start at like about 6 so we could go to about 2 so everybody can get their stuff in.
Yes. That is so funny. Because, see, you just said, you said that you don't want Johnny to be there.
I've seen him a couple of times. It just gets worse every time.
So instead of my, it's going to be bye.
It is. If you perform together, he just cannot do solo. I don't want a solo Johnny anymore.
Gosh, you said because Johnny be spraining vocal cords trying to hit them notes. It's over, Johnny.
And he always blames it on I'm sick. Oh, I'm sick. I've been sick, and I'm thinking, well, every time you go on tour, you're sick. You should stay home. That's just my thing. That's just my thing.
Oh my God.
And Bobby Brown, he's just, you know.
Oh, yeah.
He's just another story altogether.
Oh, yes. And so then what do you think about the, I don't know, I would say maybe the popularity, it seemed it was popular for a while, with these R&B, you know, female singers getting with these guys who people don't feel is really the most, you know, appealing to the public eye, you know, with Jay-Z, Beyonce, and then you had Jermaine Dupri and Janet Jackson. So what do you think about, you know, like with Toni Braxton now with being with Birdman? Like, what do you think about these type of collaborations?
I think, you know what, honestly, to each his own. You like it, I love it, because I don't have to do it. You know, so, right. I mean, if they're happy and that's what they like, you know, go for it. Because they have to go home to it every day. You know what I'm saying? So they have to go home to it every day. They have to lie with it every day. They're the ones that are going to have to, you know, be happy with it. So, you know, and everybody else, they really can't say nothing because they're not in a, you know, relationship. That's how I feel about mine. Like, you don't like what you see, turn around, walk away.
Oh, you better say that. And, you know, and look, this is great, you know, made me think about, and now I'm just really just completely switching the subject. I mean, I'm switching it all the way because I'm just very curious, because I was thinking about this myself. You know, I have often watched Family Feud, okay, with Steve Harvey. Have you ever seen Family Feud with Steve Harvey?
Yes.
Okay. Danielle, if you had to go on the show, who would be the top 5 people?
You know we talk about this all the time, right? Because that's my mama's favorite show.
Top 4. Who in your family? 4 of them. You gotta have look out 4 of them.
My dad has no filter. My dad has no filter at all, and we don't ever know what's gonna come out of his mouth.
At all.
We used to tell my dad, "You can't go on Family Feud. You got to be in the audience with the kids." Because he can't come ask you no questions. Because we don't know what's going to come out your mouth at all. So we had already opted out my dad. We had already opted out my dad a long time ago. So it would be my mom, me, my 2 brothers, and either my niece or my nephew. Wow. And then, you know, it got close because we actually tried out.
Oh, wow.
And my dad was up there with us. And they said, no, you know, Dad, you got to be up there because, you know, that's the thing. You don't know what's going to come out of his mouth. And I'm like, I don't even understand. So my dad would probably filter in, and maybe my niece and nephew wouldn't be able to be up there. But that's who it would be. But it would be a show for everybody to tape, because I guarantee it's gonna be in the top 3.
Oh yes. Oh, I already know. That's why I was just thinking. I was like, oh, this is hard pressed. I know who I wouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can already off the bat, because I done had enough conversations with these people. Know that, look, in the clutch, we ain't gonna win if it's up to you. If it's up to you in these 3 seconds that you got,
nope.
We're not gonna be.
And my dad couldn't do the last part either, where it's down to the money. He couldn't be that person.
Oh, that is the fun. I've tried to do that myself, and I just wonder exactly how much pressure that would actually be to, actually go on that show. But oh my gosh, that would be absolutely hilarious, and I could see your family on there. You all should try out for that again, Danielle. I really do think.
Next time they come out here, we're gonna try.
Try out again.
I'm telling you, if we get on that show, everybody better watch out. Everybody better be ready to press record.
Oh, that is going to be.
It's going to be very memorable with him up there.
Definitely. And so, when it comes to comedy, your top 5 comedians.
Oh, my top 5 comedians. I love Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
Dave Chappelle is great. I like Earthquake.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I really like? Is her name Tiffany from Girls Trip?
Tiffany Haddish, yep.
Yes, I really like her, so that's 3. Bernie Mac. Mm-hmm. Bernie Mac is a favorite. Mm-hmm. And who did that do? Is that 4?
Yeah, that was 4.
And I think, like, Chris Rock, kind of, but I think he's funny, but not funny.
Yeah, I know what you're saying about that. I know what you're saying. Yeah. I like him, though. I definitely like him, because when he gets on a roll, he gets on a roll. But I do know, I definitely know what you're saying.
You catch him at a good point.
Mm-hmm. No, I know exactly what you're saying about that. So we've got the top 5 comedians, and then you gave us who you would have coming on a trip. So my last and final question, as far as getting to know who Danielle Lee is, you have $24 million, and you have 48 hours to spend it all. How do you spend it?
Oh, I'm paying off everybody's bills first. Everybody in my family, all of my best friends and their family, we're going to get that knocked out of the way. Then we're going to go buy some houses.
Yes.
So we're going to go buy some houses. Everybody's going to get a house, buy some cars, pay off, get all new stuff that they want. Go ahead and pay my kids' tuition. Go ahead and pay that up front for the 4, maybe 5 years, anticipating that they're going to be in school. I'm going to go ahead and pay off my prepaid vacations. Go ahead and pay off all of them.
Right.
for the next couple of years, we got all that planned out. So I'm trying to plan as much ahead and pay for it now that I could do. So 48 hours. What else we got? Oh, everybody got cars. Everybody got everything that they need. Furnished houses. So by the time the money is gone, we don't have nothing to worry about. Make sure that we put up some tax money for the houses. We put that in some separate accounts. Go ahead and set that up so we'll all be set. Let's see. Of course, I'm gonna go shopping. I'm gonna go shopping a little bit. I'm going shopping in New York. I'm gonna go shopping in New York. Then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go over to Paris and go shopping. Maybe over down to Milan to go shopping. And while I'm doing all of that, I'm making sure somebody at home has also access to the account, paying off all the things that they need to do, so I can multitask.
Danielle, I think you were prepared for that answer.
Bam.
That is what's up. Look, Danielle is efficient and on point, because she's going to be on the Family Feud. The Family Feud. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. I really appreciate you, being energetic, articulate, intelligent. It's been a long time since you and I have conversed, brothers and sisters. Danielle and I have known each other back in the community advocate days, and and we have hung out, and we have, definitely known each other for a long time. And so once I, finally found her on Instagram and everything, I was just really excited and, very glad to, see what you were doing. I mean, I never ever doubted that Danielle Lee would ever slack off in any type of way. You just have always just handled your business, been serious, been focused, and on top of that, being a really nice person to be around. It's always good when you can be around somebody who is energetic and, almost like the life of the party, if you will. Just good vibes. Don't mess with her though. She don't take no mess though. Don't fool with. Don't think that them perfect teeth that she has. Don't get it fooled because she's always chewing some Winter Fresh. She will F you up and take a picture and put it on Instagram. So don't try it now. But she's definitely good company to be around. And so I want you to tell everybody how they can get in touch with you, if they need some help with, anything concerning what you do, if they need some mentoring or, maybe need some tips because they are going to some places that you mentioned that you have traveled to. But, I want you to give all that information, but tell everybody, if you can, a majority of the places that you have traveled to. And if any of the listening audiences are getting ready to travel, they can send you a nice, polite, professional, don't mess with her email and direct message, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then, just take it from there. So just tell them the places that you've been. So, if they have any questions, they can reach out to you.
Okay, sure. So yeah, I'm more than happy to help anyone has any questions, or how do you get to this place? How do you find a discount? Because I'm all about the discounts. You can send me a direct message on Instagram. That's fine. And it's Little Miss Sunshine Lee. And I have been. I just got this question asked. Outside of the U.S., I have been to Cuba, Dominican Republic. I have been to the Bahamas. I have been to, what's that place called? I just lost it starts with an H. Oh, darn it.
It's okay.
I have to come back to that. But I've been to Paris, to London, to Italy. I love Italy. So I've been to Rome and Florence and Venice. I have been to Athens, Santorini, to Paros. I have been to Egypt. So I've been to Cairo, to Luxor, to Aswan. I've been to Africa, to Senegal. I've been to Rio. That was a great trip. And I've been to Mexico, so I've been to Nicaragua, I've been to Cabo, all those different areas down there. I've been to all the different islands over in the Caribbean. I think that might be. I've been to Canada.
Goodness. That's a blessing, Danielle. That's a blessing.
And all over the U.S.
That's a blessing. No, that's a blessing that you have been able to travel abroad like that. And some of that was for work, and then other that was just for pleasure, correct?
Correct. Outside of the U.S. has been all pleasure. When I was in Africa, I actually did, that was 2 weeks. 2 weeks in Africa.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's pretty much, I did mission work in Africa.
Did you? What did you do?
I worked with the children, so I was actually doing music ministry.
Wow.
I went over with the church I was with, and we did mission work for 2 weeks. We went into the community because, the Christian population is not that big.
Right.
In Africa. Mm-hmm. And so we went and sung the gospel music and everything. We actually went into a club. We were in like a nightclub setting and did gospel music for almost 3 hours, which was amazing. And the people were amazing. They joined in. I mean, it was this amazing experience. We worked with the children at one of the private schools that had all the international people, their children. Anybody that was there for, government reasons or there from outside the country, we worked with their children for 2 weeks.
That is amazing. So did you go on any safaris?
Oh, yes. The safari in Africa was amazing. Like, if you have Facebook and you ever go to my page and you go to Africa, like, literally the giraffe was on the side of our Jeep.
No, thank you.
So you can see the giraffe there. We got out with a rhino behind me, sleeping, and he like stood up. It was amazing.
Wait a minute, Danielle. What you mean?
Out of our hands.
Wait. What the heck you mean we got out? Got out of what?
We got out of, it was a little Jeep. We were driving a Jeep. We were going through the safari.
No.
We saw a giraffe fighting, and then there was a rhino. It was a rhino off the side that was sleeping, and the guy was like, come on, get out. And I was like, no, I'm good. He was like, no, it's okay. It's sleeping. So I was like, oh my gosh. I got out, and I was like, take the picture quick. And I was like, the rhino, like this huge rhino was behind me. Like a couple of feet behind me. Girl, then the rhino stood up.
No. See.
It stood up. I'm going to find a picture and I'm going to send you the picture.
Oh, please
because
do.
The rhino stood up behind me and it didn't grow. He was like, just don't move.
Oh, what? That's what you was trying to do in the first place when you was in the Jeep. Not move. Talking about get me out this Jeep. Talking about he don't bite. I hate liars. I mean, I really do. Stop lying to me. Everybody always want to tell you something don't bite. Does it have teeth? Then it bites.
It did bite, but it did not move. You know, I'm still here. So it just got up and I walked slowly back to the car and then we drove off to the rest of the safari. But I did stand in front of the rhino.
Wow.
When it was sleeping and then it woke up.
Oh, you girl, you are bold because I'm telling you now, first of all, the Jeep's a little bit too little for me. Just to be a little honest. I need somebody to get this Tonka toy out of here and get us get me a real Jeep. Don't, is it scratch proof? And is it charge proof? You know, like, are we on a full tank? Okay, parachute, like something like, I need to know what I'm getting into because I'm super paranoid when it comes to situations like that. And you done got out of the Jeep and the rhino is up and he talking about walk slow. Don't move. Yeah. Look, we ain't playing Mother May I. Look, bruh, you can put me back in the Jeep and don't ask me to get out again. So what else did you see on the Jeep? On the safari.
We've seen alligators. We saw all sorts of stuff.
I'm sure you did.
I'm trying to think. The big one was the rhino. Well, the rhino and the giraffe coming over, and then the giraffe was fighting, like
they're
these are my friends, not your friends. Go away because they got food type thing.
Wow.
Like, yeah, they was really fighting.
And giraffes, brothers and sisters, if you've ever seen them fight, they like swing their necks. It's rough. They give each other whiplash.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to share my album with you so you could see the animals.
Yeah, you was in the hood of Africa in the jungle. You was going through sets. We were in
the jungle.
That is amazing. And so, like, what type of protection did the docent have? Like, what were we going to use to get these animals up off of us? Like, what was the how did were y'all just out there with cameras and faith, or what did y'all?
I think that was it because I'm trying to think now. I don't think we even asked him that if he had anything. I don't even think I saw a rifle or anything in there. See, and he talking about get out. Nope.
See, I need to know if you have a rifle. I need to know if you have a machete. I need to know what you got before I get in this car with you, bruh. This is not going down like this today. That's amazing, though. But you know what? You learn to overcome your fear, especially traveling internationally, I'm quite sure. Stepping into different cultures, being around the atmosphere. It's nothing like actually going to the place versus seeing it on TV. So I'm quite sure you have soaked in a lot of wonderful experiences.
Mm-hmm. And Honduras, that's the place I was thinking about. Honduras.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And one thing I love is I love waterfalls. That is, oh my goodness. If you show me a beautiful waterfall that I can get close up to, possibly even take a nice swim in, because I do swim,
Jamaica has nice waterfalls.
Really?
Jamaica has very nice waterfalls. Mm-hmm. Negril has nice waterfalls.
And a lot of sisters are still traveling to Jamaica looking for love. What is your outtake on that?
Jamaica's not for me. I don't. I think it's too each his own. I got a friend who's been to Jamaica probably like 3 or 4 times, and she loves it. So I think it's just to each his own. Like, I've been there enough. Like, I could go other places that I haven't been. I think it's beautiful, but I think, you know, like I said, to each his own.
Yeah, totally. So Danielle, spell out your Instagram handle so they can know it, even though you just said it. Spell it out for them so everybody will know exactly how to get in touch with you. And, you know, as far as any information on traveling, any information when it comes to being a healthcare consultant, please spell it out for them one more time. Sure.
It's Little Miss Sunshine Lee. It's LILNSSUNSHINELEE.
Wonderful. And you know what? Isn't that always a challenge when you got to be on the spot? Like, it is. Oh, this is how it is. I mean, every time somebody tries to put me on the spot, sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh. Let me think. Because it's something that happened after I turned 40. I think it's something after I turned 30. Like, my bones and my brain and everything just switched and things became real. When did you think it hit you?
When things became real? Girl, I don't know. I'm still trying to find out. I think when things got real, I think, you know, with my kids.
Yeah.
For me, but even so, when I had my kids, I mean, that was even more of a drive for me, you know. So I think that just took everything to a new level.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think for me, it was, you know, just, you know, you just kind of get sick and tired of yourself and doing things one way. And I know that after we had all stopped partying and, you know, off in Hayward and everything, I went back to Hayward, got my degree from there, you know, and just, you know, just really just started living a totally different life and just wanted better for myself, you know. Like I said, I spent 4 years partying and, you know, just really just rebelling, I would say, you know, and then one day you just wake up and you realize that your reputation is crucial. See, I'm very grateful that we didn't have camera phones back in the day. We just had word of mouth, so I can easily lie and say that it wasn't me. Me. You know, I can easily, you know, pretend like, no, I wasn't there. I didn't do that. But now we're in a day and age where everything is recorded at every moment. So I'm really glad that some of the things that I was doing, ooh, goodness, it's either maybe I did, maybe I didn't. You know what I'm saying? In this day, and I mean, seriously, you know, brothers and sisters, I'm really glad that you all are listening to the platform this evening. We have had a wonderful discussion. Very energetic, full of laughter, full of information, full of, you know, awareness and definitely education about the healthcare field, about being a healthcare consultant particularly, and also about traveling and just some of her experiences. So if you are interested in entering into this particular field and you would also like more information, definitely, you know, contact her. Keep it very professional. You can contact her through direct message and she'll be more than willing to professionally answer you and give you some tips as needed. She has already said that she likes to help people, but as I have also told you, just don't end up on no pictures because I ain't in it. I'm not telling her to remove. I ain't telling her to remove the photo. I'm not in it. I'm not getting in front of that at all. So you're on your own, okay? I'm just staying on her good side. So anyway, is there any shout outs that you want to give to, you know, anybody?
You know, I think instead of just a shout out, I just want to say something to listeners and stuff. Just to remember that anything is possible, that anything that they want to achieve or anything that anybody has said that they could not do or will never be able to do or they won't be anyone or they won't be this, that they need to take that and flip it and apply it and make sure that that drives them to get to where they want to be. Because anything is possible. People always ask me, how do you travel? You know, I've got kids and my kids go with me or I go by myself. And, you know, I just think that you have to enjoy life, enjoy every moment, and anything is possible. So that means if you need to put up your money and not get coffee, or you need to do this, or you need to make a plan so that you can get there, everything is possible. So that's, for me, that's the biggest thing, is that I want everyone who's listening to understand that nobody should be able to hold them down to get to where it is that they want to get in life.
Thank you for sharing that, and it's very true. So do you want to say hi to your mom, your dad, your brothers?
Of course, my mama, my daddy, my bestie, and my best friend. They're all trying to figure out how to get to the podcast so that they can listen. So I'm going to make sure that they listen after this.
Yes.
Just everybody. And I want to give a shout out to you. Thank you so much. This has been wonderful. I've had such a really good time. I'm glad that there were no cameras in the past, so nothing can come up. So all of our life experiences.
Yes. We've had many. We have had so many. And I thank you for, like I said, for saying that. It's nothing like I said, being able to reconnect with some people who I have had shared, moments in history with, and you are one of them. So definitely shout out to your family. Shout out to, your people who support you, and shout out to your children. Hello to them. Like I said, I haven't seen them since they were babies, like literally babies. And so, I'm really, like I said, I'm really grateful for this experience, and I do want you to come back on to the Sister Speak show. Oh, good. I'm so glad. And then, whenever, you're traveling, and if I'm ever, brothers and sisters, I had to book this. I had to book this interview. Okay. I asked this sister, I said, Danielle, what about the 13th? Nope. I'm in Kathmandu. I was like, okay, well, what about the 17th? Nope, I'm in Berlin. Okay, what about the 19th? Nope, I'm going to Venus. I'm like, you're going to Venus? Like, it's just like, Danielle, I literally had to book this. This is how professionally active this sister queen is, brothers and sisters. So this has been in the making for, I think, about 2 months.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I'm going to be interviewing somebody who I asked in 2017 and 2018. Get it, Danielle. Get it, girl.
It is. I have to say that I get that reaction. But honestly, it is. It's not that I plan out everything in my life, but because I travel so much, because I travel for work, my kids, it's like I have to put everything on the calendar where I could, hopefully get everybody in. And so even my bestie is the same. She was like, I had to book a weekend. So I was like, just book a weekend throughout the whole year. That's what we just did. We planned a Saturday for the whole entire year. So, that's just how my crazy life is.
And I think that's beautiful, and that's just what makes you unique. And that's also something, whether you know it or not, that influences the listeners who listen to the Sister Speak show, because, everybody is looking for a purpose, and everybody is looking to tap into their passions. So when you come on with your energy and you're showing and you're encouraging them and saying, look, it can be done. No matter what, it still can be done. All things are possible. Here, these are the steps, that's what's needed. And not only that, being able to connect with you after this show for future advice. That's what this is about. And like I said, you never know who's listening. This is an international podcast. So somebody's probably listening like, Danielle, I remember you.
You probably, girl, how you doing?
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Well, anyway, Danielle, I really thank you. The time has been well spent. We're going to end this interview, and this is definitely not goodbye. This is just going to be see you later. But what I will be doing before we get off the phone is I will be sending you a copy of the show, and we are not at the level yet where we can send you a show package, but what we can send you off with is some encouragement as well as a copy of the show. But hopefully next time you come back on, girl, we'll be able to have a nice show package, a nice gift bag for all of my, special guests and things like that, because we're definitely elevating, because the whole goal is to start having these podcasts live and having the guests in the studio. So I'm really trying to elevate.
That's what I'm talking about, girl. I'm coming.
Yes.
I'll be here.
Yes. I want to. I am hoping that very soon, and I don't know when soon will be. Soon could be a year or 3 years, because the timing is not mine. But the goal is to be able to sit down and have my guests come in. It be videotaped. like on the platform of like what you see with the Breakfast Club or Drink Champs or anything like that. Just really taking this podcast to a level where you come in and the mood is right, the ambiance is right. We're drinking some nice wine and and we're having a wonderful vibe. You know, I want it to be, you never know who's going to stop by the Sister Speak show. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I do. You let me know. I'm ready to go.
Yes, girl. So I appreciate that. And on that note, you know, I really, really thank you. I love you. I really do. And I appreciate you for coming on this show.
Sure, thank you. It's been great. I'm so glad I have the opportunity, and I cannot wait to get it so I can put it out there and be like, this is such a good thing that you are doing. You know, people have already been, you know, hitting me up as in, you know, how can I listen, or is it being taped, or so I'm really excited about getting it out there, you know, to, you know, broadcast what you're doing as well. So
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so stay tuned in about maybe 30 minutes for that copy of the show.
Sounds good.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
Oh, brothers and sisters, give it up for Danielle Lee. I am so excited, brothers and sisters. I just have to tell you, I'm so excited. That was a wonderful interview. She is just the bomb, you know, and there's nothing like having a great conversation. And we will be back and getting ready to sign off. We'll be back after this commercial break. Hold on now, brothers and sisters. I'm trying to take us to the commercial break, but for some reason... Oh, goodness. Here we go.
Listen live and on demand to the Sister Speak show. There are 6 segments dedicated to serving you, my brothers and sisters. We have the platform, coming to the stage, the culture climate, the laugh line, the tour, and the search effort. Oh, the Sister Speak show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, and evolve.
Welcome back. You are listening to the platform on the Sister Speak show, a show that focuses on entrepreneurs, community advocates, creative artists, influencers, as well as authors, brothers and sisters. We just had our special guest on the Sister Speak show by the name of Danielle Lee, a healthcare IT consultant, as well as an international traveler. And I just want you to make sure that you contact Danielle, keep it professional, but if you have any questions, concerns, or any type of information that you need, please contact her, and she is willing to help you. And also, if you're planning to travel internationally, definitely contact her, because she has been all over and she has some great tips that she can provide you so you can have a wonderful experience no matter where you are going. And she also left you all with and gave during the middle some wonderful words of encouragement. And she just said that, look, anything is possible. You can do it. Don't quit. And, you know, with what she's got going on, she is able to balance and make moves happen. So, you know, it can be done. I want you to be encouraged with that. Brothers and sisters, stay tuned.
Visuals is a dope artist on the move, starting the year off right January 27th with his first solo art show, and he wants you to be in the building, along with special guest creators Flywalker, Kiana, 100K, and the Sister Speak show. Doors open at 7:30 at 1409 South Lamar Street in Dallas. Tickets are just $15 at Right Art Twin Experience BigCartel.com. Aviated Visuals, a dope artist on the move.
Brothers and sisters, I thank you for listening. Now, I just want to tell you, now, this brother right here, Aviated Visuals, is on the move. You know, and he asked me to participate in this event, and I am definitely going to participate. So if you're in the local Dallas area, okay, please go and get your tickets at Right Right Art Twin Experience, bigcartel.com. That's WRIGHT, okay? Not RIGHT, but WRIGHT, okay? You go there. The tickets are $15. That's just it. So if you are listening and you are in the DFW area, please support this young brother. He is doing major things, coming out of his comfort zone and launching off into what he knows to be his passion. He is an artist and he's having his first solo art show. So just in case you missed that information, here we go with this brief commercial break.
Aviated Visuals is a dope artist on the move, starting the year off right January 27th with his first solo art show, and he wants you to be in the building, along with special guest creators Flywalker, Kiana, 100K, and the Sister Speak Show. Doors open at 7:30 at 1409 South Lamar Street in Dallas. Tickets are just $15 at Right Art Twin Experience, bigcartel.com. Aviated Visuals, a dope artist on the move.
How about that, brothers and sisters? So listen, Aviated Visuals, a dope artist on the move. January 27th, doors open at 7:30. And guess what? There's going to be special guest creators, as you just heard. And it's just going to be a really nice vibe. One thing that I am for is supporting my brothers and my sisters. I'm not a hater. If you've got something going on and it's conducive to what the Sister Speak show is about, we're there. We're here to help you, whether it's an interview or showing up to something. So I also will be in the building at Bones and Bubbly, January 19th. Doors open at 9. It's been changed. And this is being put on by the Hear Ye podcast. These sisters are doing it live in the DFW area, and they are putting together an event where you can meet your local favorite DFW podcasters. So this will be a night of games, food, fun, and DJ Don will be on the ones and twos. Doors open at 9 in Irving. You can go to Hear Ye Podcast on Instagram. You can also win 2 tickets through me. Okay, I've got 4 left. So if you're interested, all you have to do is just chat live and say, hey, I'm interested in coming. And guess what? The tickets will be yours, and I'll tell you how you can get them, tell you what promo code to punch in, and you're there January 19th. And that's a wonderful way to get out and to meet people, network, and do everything that you need to do. So January is pretty full for me. I'm off tomorrow. There will be no show tomorrow, brothers and sisters. I have gone live every single day this week. And we're just getting started, brothers and sisters. So tune in on Tuesday to Coming to the Stage. And then we have on Wednesday, The Culture Climate. And then Wednesday we have The Search Effort, And then on Thursday, we will have The Culture Climate as well as my special guest on the tour. So that's 2 shows on Thursday. The Culture Climate will be at 5 live, and then at 7 live, my special guest on the tour, Alan Guillory. He is a musician and a drummer for the City We Party, straight out of Houston, Texas. Stand Up Houston, showing a lot of love. And then on Friday, we have the Laugh Line. Did you all know I'm doing a 10-minute sit-down comedy every time we have the Laugh Line? Now, if you missed it, just go check it out. It was fun. And we also talked about Sinbad and why we laugh. I mean, look, these segments, the platform coming to the stage, the culture climate, the Laugh Line, the Search Effort, as well as the tour, they are all designed for you, brothers and sisters. They are dedicated for you. A lot of people don't want to watch TV. You need to have something that you can listen to that's there to, inform you, encourage you, and energize you. And that's what the Sister Speak podcast is about. Okay, so don't forget, sister, spiritual inspiration shared through the arts. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through Ayana. Okay, I really appreciate you all listening to the Sister Speak show. So anyway, brothers and sisters, this is what we're going to do. We're going to close out. We're going to completely just close out. So Then on Saturday, we have the tour, and that will be with Lil G the Goon on the tour. Don't miss that, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Then Sunday is the platform. Monday, I'm off. 1 day off. Just 1 day. But a lot of working behind the scenes. It's not easy, but I love it. So listen, you have a wonderful evening. Thank you for listening. I know this show went on forever, but guess what? When you're in good company, sometimes it's hard to stop talking. But I'm going to go ahead and stop talking because I know you all need to get ready for the rest of your week. So tomorrow, I won't be speaking with you, but we will be talking on Tuesday, live on Coming to the Stage, a show that focuses on poets, poetess, spoken word artists, actors, actresses, film directors, producers. Oh, the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, and evolve. I'm Ayana, and until we meet next time, until we speak next time, you be blessed, you be encouraged, and you be strong. Take care, my brothers and sisters. Thank you for listening.